Okay, and the last feature that we're going to implement into our app is a login page, and we're going to be using something called Firebase to help us manage our logins and our users. So you can see in our Figma file here, I have 3 pages set up for our user login. You can also come over to the Bravo master tags list, and under login Firebase integration, you can go ahead and click on the documentations there, and you can follow along step by step. We're going to be pretty much following what they have set up in this documentation. So again, we're going to need 3 pages. We're going to need the login page, we're going to need a reset password page, and we're going to need a create account page. So login page is for those people who already have an account. This is for them to log in with their email and password. Reset password page is going to be if someone has forgotten their password, they can put in their email and they will receive a reset password email. And then of course the third one is to create an account page. So this is for someone who does not have an account already. They can set up a email and password they want to use to sign in, and they can sign up. So on our login page, if we move on over to prototyping here, we want to make sure that everything is connected correctly as well. First thing, you're going to want to make sure that the Flow 1 playhead is going to be on the page that you want your user to go to once they are logged in. So that's going to be our bucket list page. So we're going to make sure our Flow 1 is connected there. We're also going to make sure that, if I spread this out a little bit, if we select the forgot password section here, it is going to take us to the reset password page. And if we hit the sign up or don't have an account button here, it's going to take us to the create account page. And then you're going to want to put over here, already have an account, login. That's going to link them back to the actual login page. Now, there are a few things that we're going to have to do once we have the pages and the prototype connections set up for our login pages. On the login page, we're going to have to set up the general page login. We're going to have to put in the email, the password, and the login action tags to our Figma file. So the first one we're going to do is the page login, this one right here. That's going to be on the top frame. So if we close these real quick, page login right here, we're going to add the page login so that the app, so Bravo knows that this is going to be the main login page. Next, we need to add in the component input email. That is going to be added to the email. Now you're going to want to make sure you add this to the text and not the rectangle that the email section or input is going to be. You want to make sure you have the text layer selected, and that's the layer that you're adding the tag to. So this text layer where I have the placeholder text for email, that's where I'm putting the tag. Same thing goes for password. You're going to add it to the text layer. And then the final one is going to be the action button for logging into Firebase. And that is going to be attached to your button. So whatever you create your button, you're going to add that action Firebase email password tag. So the next page we're going to do is the sign up page. Now the sign up page and the reset password page are optional. You don't need to add them into your application. If you just want to have a login page, you can do that. But we're going to go over all 3 pages just so you know what you have to add. So in the sign up page, we do need to add the component input email and password to the sign up page. So again, making sure that the email and password are getting added to the text layers, not the rectangle. So you need to add them to the text layers. And then for the button here, we have a different action, and it's going to be the register action. So what this will do is save the email and the password that the user puts in to our Firebase account. That way, when they use the regular login page, it recognizes the email and password combination, and then it will allow them into the application. And then the final page is going to be the reset password page, and all we're going to need to do is put the component email on the text again. So getting that text layer, adding the component for the email right over here, and we're going to take the action button of reset password and we're gonna put that tag on our reset button. So right here we have the action reset password Firebase tag. And that's gonna be the setup that we need on our Figma file. So once we have the pages, you can again only need a login page. You don't need the reset password or create account page. But once you have all those set up and you have the correct Bravo tags in place, then we need to go ahead and create a Firebase to store all these emails and passwords and to help us authentify who can log in into our app and not. So we go to Firebase here. Again, we can just follow these steps here. The first thing we're going to need to do is create a project. We're going to name it, I'm going to name it Victory App. We're going to hit continue. And we're going to hit continue one more time. And we're going to hit create project. It's going to take a bit to create. We'll just hang on and then it should take us to the dashboard of the project. All right, so that's done. We'll hit continue. It takes us to our dashboard here. On the left-hand side, you're gonna see authentication. We're gonna click on that. We're gonna hit get started. And under the sign-in method, we're going to go and select this email and password, and we're going to enable that and save. Then we'll go back to our main project page here, and we need to make sure we set this up for our iOS and Android devices. So for iOS, for app bundle and company name, if you come over to Bravo's documentations, you will have to copy this com.codelesslabs.app. Input that in. You're going to have to register the app. You're going to download this Google service file here. Once you have it downloaded, you can skip and hit next on all of these steps and continue back to the console. That's what we need to do for the iOS one. Then we're going to hit add app again. We're going to do the Android version. And for the package name, if you come back to the documentation under the Android, it's com.appfoundry.previewer. Paste that there. Again, register the app. You'll download the Google service JSON file. And then you can hit next through these and return back to the console. So once you have the iOS and Android version set up, you can come back to your app. Under settings, you're going to have a login. We're going to make sure we turn on and enable Firebase. And what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the Google Services JSON file under the Android and the Google Services info file under the iOS section here. Now we're going to put it under the Bravo Vision side. This way we can use the Firebase login method in our test runs in our Bravo Vision app. When you're ready for your final app, you will have to drop those same files down in this bottom section as well. So once you have those files in, you can hit save. And what we can do here is under authentication. If I wanted to, I could add a user. So I can add myself and I can say my password is so I have that. I can manually add users right here in Firebase. So say you have an application where you only want certain users, maybe personal friends or something to use, and maybe you don't have the app public yet. You can input those users manually in here, and then you can later on implement the create account page for any user to go ahead and create an account for your application. So with this here, we can go ahead, like we showed earlier, go on your application and you can sign in using these credentials. So there you have it. That is a really quick and easy way to implement Firebase to authenticate login users. You could also use this to collect emails, to send out whatever you want to the users of your application as well. Again, following the Bravo's tag the Bravo tags master list and going through the documentations is a very simple and easy way you can learn how to implement these as well. But there you go. That is all the features that we wanted to show you in the Victory Crash Course. You now have a bucket list app. You can even use this as a concept to create other apps that require adding or removing things from a list, as well as logins, location services, maps, and a whole bunch of other features.